What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Two Game Podcast. I am Matt Primo, joined by my brother from another mother, Christian Valencia.
What's up, everybody?
And we're back. This is episode number 136. Welcome to the Two Game Podcast, okay? If you're new here, every single week we get together, we talk about anything and everything in the nerd realm, from games to anime to movies to music and more. Okay, we are here to talk about it all. But before we jump into this week's topics, there are links down below. Okay, you can watch us or you can listen to us on any of your favorite podcast listening apps. Anyways, there's links down below. It'll send you to all of our social media accounts, our merch store, and our Patreon. We would most definitely appreciate it if you supported us by contributing to our Patreon or even just liking, subscribing, following our various accounts. Okay, it would mean the world to us, and it would really help us expand, improve the podcast. So regardless of how you support the podcast, we appreciate you. So thank you so much for being here with us. But we have a packed episode this week, guys. Okay, I recently just finished. Right. I recently just finished Spider-Man 2, so we're going to be reviewing the entire game on this episode. I've also been playing Granblue Fantasy Relink, which just came out this past week. And then Christian's been playing Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which also came out this week. So 2 brand new games, and then we finally get to review a game that came out last year that was one of the best games of the year. Or maybe we have different opinions. I don't know. You have to stick around for that. But as per always, we will jump into our playlist and our weekly recommendation. So without further ado, let's fucking jump into our playlist, sir. What have you been watching?
Oh, sir. So I finished MASH, or Magic and Muscles. I finished that, season 1. Season 2 is started, but it's not dubbed yet. So it's quite poo-poo. Been watching Shangri-La Frontier, which is, I think, one of those underrated fucking animes. Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. That's also a really good one. But the coup de grace solo level. God, this is like God.
I think I'm 2 episodes behind.
So, when I tell you they are following the manga almost to a T, it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'm not disappointed. Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. I honestly, it wasn't until I was doing my my notes for this episode and I put solo leveling there. I was like, wait, I have not watched that. Actually, it's been like 2 weeks since I've watched it. I'm behind.
Yes. And then I've been watching Kingdoms of Ruin now that it's like partially dubbed, and I get bored with it because I have other things to watch, so I don't sit down and watch it. Even though it's really good, I have a laundry list of things I want. The strongest tank.
Tank? You said, wait, did you say tank? Oh, tank. I said tank. I was like,
I mean, sir,
go ahead and
put past these fucking anime people, sir.
Go ahead and send me the link to that one.
No, sir, you don't want to see that one. And then the Villainous level 99. That one's pretty good too. A lot of subpar, underrated animes right now, but so far worth the watches. Other than that, I haven't watched anything else.
I haven't watched much at all. I've been mainly in my free time, if I ever have free time. It's been mainly devoted to some of the games I've been playing. But I did watch RoboCop, the OG one. Josh and I reviewed that one. So by the time you, possibly by the time you listen to this review or to this episode, that review for RoboCop will already be up. So if you are interested in our thoughts and opinions on that, then go ahead and click the video and the Surfing the Stream playlist on our channel. We also review Sound of Freedom for next week, I believe. I'm getting my schedules all mixed up here. Reviewed that. The Bear, I've been watching that on Hulu. The one where it's like the chef and in
Right.
Chicago, and he's like yelling a whole bunch. He actually doesn't yell all that much. He has like one blow up, which is the
Okay.
one that circulates across the internet.
Right.
I just finished season 1. It's pretty good, pretty good. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. It's not something that I'm sitting here saying, "Oh fuck, I want to go watch The Bear right the fuck now," right? Because it's not. But it is. If you need something, if you're interested in like the I guess food industry, or like kind of like a scripted Gordon Ramsay type of show with some great characters, then by all means, this is going to be the show that you want to go check out. Definitely interested in season 2. I'm going to keep watching it for sure. But not something that I'm, like I said, that I'm sitting here talking to you and being like, I wish I was watching The Bear. I've been watching True Detective Night Country. I don't know how to feel about that show as of right now. I'm kind of watching it with Corey, and we kind of text each other back and forth after each episode, and I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Okay, I have a confused boner. Maybe not even a
Yes.
boner. Maybe it's like a half chub kind of thing.
Okay. Allow it.
I've been watching a little bit of Black Clover over the last couple weeks. Watched a couple episode here and there when I'm have a little bit of free time. Like I said, Soul Leveling. I watched the first episode. We had talked about that on the episode with Chris a couple weeks ago. Also watched The Hobbit: Desolation of Smaug, which is part of our deep dive series into the Lord of the Rings. You can catch that episode right now on our channel. Did that with Nick and Creston. So by all means, go ahead and click that episode and leave us a comment, like, subscribe, do all that bullshit. Be very helpful for us. But what have you been listening to, sir?
Yeah, I haven't really been listening to much. I went to the Broken Benjamin concert, the acoustic version, the Unplugged. I guess is the best. Breaking Benjamin Unplugged. I guess is the concert name. Sir, that concert was fantastic. When I tell you,
Yes.
it was so like it was a very personal, like on a personal level compared to like all the other concerts here. There were like fucking thousands of people. No, this one felt like they were there for our entertainment, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
He had his fucking son out there, Cheech. That motherfucker was savage as well. Fucking 9-year-old.
Cheech?
That's what they call him.
Cheech and Chong?
That's his little nickname is Cheech.
That's weird.
He's a fucking sap. Don't talk bad about him. He's a fucking sap.
Hey, I'm not judging. I'm not judging at all.
That dude was playing guitar and singing with his daddy. Just saying. Just saying. In front of like 1,500 people. I don't know of any 9-year-olds that can do that.
So the good news is, from what you told me, he sang pretty much every song but 2, right?
Correct. He did not sing Polyamorous, and he did not sing. I forgot what the other one was. Away. He didn't sing Away.
Wait, he didn't sing Polyamorous?
No. He had
like one of their most popular songs.
He told us he just got over laryngitis. He can't do his screaming right now. That's what he told us.
It's fucking unplugged. Why are you screaming?
Sir, don't ask questions you don't need answers to.
No, I do need the answers to this. Fuck him.
I don't have them. I don't have them. The fact that he's saying for fucking 2 hours is fantastic.
You're letting your bias cloud your judgment here, and he should have sang Polyamorous. It's unplugged. That's the whole purpose of Unplugged, is to give the heavier songs softer touches. Shut up.
They did have softer touches, sir. They just had the screaming part available. He did sing some of it, but the bald dude, I can't think of his name. Sean, I think it is.
I thought it was Jason. Was it Jason?
It might be Jason. I don't know.
Jason Roch.
Yeah, I think it was him. He sung like that screaming part of it, of the song. So there's that.
Fucking their most popular song. He fucking did. Man, motherfucker! I swear to God.
Sir, if you ask them, their most popular song is "Diary of Jane."
No. I said one of their most popular songs.
I'm telling you.
Polyamorous was the song that put them on the fucking map. Okay.
You're
Or
preaching to the choir here, sir.
let me rephrase that. Polyamorous was the song that people were like, "Who the fuck is this?" And then So Cold was the song that put them on the fucking map.
That's fair. I can't lie to that one. Yeah.
I've been listening to. I went into a kick where I just listened to like a mixed playlist more so than anything because I was in a mood for lots of different bands. But now I'm back in the groove of listening to albums. Unprocessed is whew, that is such a fucking good album. Their brand new album that came out last year. I am an idiot for not including that in my top 10. Honestly, it would probably be close to my top 5. So I fucked up. Guys. Okay. Unprocessed, 100%. Y'all need to go check that band out. So fucking good. Currents, obviously, just part of the main playlist there. Mastodon, Periphery, Red. Listen to End of Silence there. Speaking of Jason Roach, he was on that album. Papa Roach, listen to their album Getting Away with Murder, because I was like, I'm feeling a little bit of nostalgia here. Let me see what they got the fuck. Let me check this album again, okay? And I'm just gonna leave it in the nostalgic category because it's not as good as I remember it to be. Not nearly as good. Let's see. Tesseract, been trying to get into them. The Amity Affliction, I'm trying to go to a concert May 8th in New Orleans with Ryan Bourne and some other people. Amity Affliction is playing. Okay, let me rephrase that. Amity Affliction has one good album. And they're doing a 10th year anniversary replay of the entire album of the one good album that they fucking have, okay? So I'm interested in seeing them, but Current is going to be there, which I really want to fucking see. So, yeah, I was listening to Amity Affliction. I'm like, you listen to like the first 3 songs off that album, you're like, yeah, this is fucking good as I remember it. And then they play some of the other songs, you're like, this is why I don't really like them all that much. They're not that fucking good, but it is what it is, guys. Okay, I'm not judging. If you like the Amity Affliction, by all means, you like them. If you like garbage, it's fine. Next up is Landmarks. Been listening to their new song Creature, which is fucking fantastic. They do like a little French rap section because they're a French band. They French rap at the very beginning, and then they hit a breakdown with screaming the word creature, and then it is just fucking great from there on out. So go check out Landmarks single Creatures or Creature, whatever the fuck it's called. But with that being said, it's time to talk some video games here, sir. Okay. Just miscellaneous. Persona 5 Royal, been playing that. I actually just finished. I'm about to finish up the first part of our deep dive. So Chris and I will be recording that here shortly. I'm going to end up recording probably about 3 parts, and then we're going to release them at that point. So y'all get ready to go buy Persona 5 Royal. Get fucking ready to play that shit with us, okay? Because it's going to be a lot of fucking fun. But other than that, the other 2 games on the docket, Spider-Man 2, Granblue Fantasy Relink. But let's talk about a game that I am very interested to hear your opinions on here, sir. Because I'm kind of surprised you fucking bought it and played it. And that is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, because this thing has been getting horrendous reviews. A
lot of hate.
Lots of fucking hate. Okay, so I am interested in your thoughts and opinions on this game.
Oh, so I have 11 hours into it. As the fucking thing says, you kill the Justice League. I have killed 2 out of the 4 heroes that are in it. I'm not gonna say who. I'm sure everybody knows. There's a lot of fucking leaked videos on TikTok, on YouTube. They're fucking everywhere. There's a glitch for those who actually go buy it that start the game and it brings you to the last part of the game. I don't know how it does it. I don't know why it does it, but I didn't have that problem. So it's that. You can somewhat seamlessly switch between 4 heroes. I mean, not heroes. Fucking the Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, King Shark, and Boomerang. Sorry, Captain Boomerang, for those who need to be politically correct. They all have their own little counters, grenades. I mean, they're kind of, some weapons are interchangeable. I like Deadshot more than anybody else because he has a fucking jetpack, and
Ooh.
I mean, who doesn't want a fucking jetpack? I'm just saying.
I would want a jetpack.
Harley Quinn's movement sucks. Boomerangs is okay. It's kind of like the Speed Force, but he throws a boomerang and he fucking pretty much Speed Force runs to the boomerang. King Shark kind of just fucking Hulk leaps everywhere. So there's that. But Harley Quinn fucking has the bat grapple, but yet it only grapples to a drone that flies around. So you get one charge, and you have to wait for it to recharge to use it again. Quite dumb.
That sounds dumb.
Each one of them have like these kill moves that they have to unlock. Deadshots is fucking the best because you literally fucking Valkyrie from what the hell is it called? Overwatch. Fucking rockets everywhere down on him. It's fucking sexy as shit. The missions are not boring, kind of, in a way. They're different. You have your typical rescue missions, then you have your improve your gear missions, but they're not kind of the same thing multiple times. You may have the same thing twice, which is kind of somewhat relieving because you know how repetitive side missions fucking are.
Yes.
The story's actually really good. They have that for them. The game is really short because I think I'm at the end, to be honest with you. Because I've killed 2, I've captured 1 out of 4.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. So, yeah.
I've heard the story is really, really good. I heard
the
the story's good.
Shit.
But I've heard the combat and the moment-to-moment gameplay is garbage. Let me rephrase that. It's garbage once you get past like a few hours. Like it's repetitive, it's monotonous, and shit like that.
Oh yeah, there's no fast travel except for to the Hall of Justice. That's it. You can only fast travel there, and either that you have to fucking maneuver your way throughout the city to fucking do it. And there's monsters everywhere. Tanks, monsters, fucking artillery that you can knock down and get more fucking shit. I can tell you I can build weapons left and right and still have plenty of fucking resources because that's how abundant the resources are in this game. And I don't have it on easy. I don't have it on I think I have it on hard. And I think I've only lost like 4 times.
It's on hard, all right.
It's always on hard. Captain Boomerang's probably the shittiest fucking character out of all of them. I don't know why. I hate him. I hate him so much. King Shark is entertaining at points. He has little shark puns, which is entertaining. Deadshot and Harley Quinn's little banter between each other. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of clips on TikTok in reference to 2 of the Justice League members. I'm not gonna play this game. It's a live service game from what they've said, and I'm not interested.
They do have Kevin Conroy's voice. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's not enough for me to spend $60 on it, though.
I mean, I agree with you. I'm just the fact that they have him as Batman.
And I've seen the Batman stuff in this, and I'm not impressed.
He puts his daddy to shame. Just saying.
I mean, would you still spend $60 on it, knowing like what you know right now? Would you spend $60 on it again? A month away. We got Final Fantasy Rebirth this month at the end of the month, and then we have Dragon's Dogma 2 next month.
Yep.
And I mean, there's other games in between that. I can't remember exactly what they are, but there's a bunch of games coming out in the next 2 to 3 months.
Yep, that was
big
cool
games.
I was tired of playing Skull, the Hero Slayer, Hades, Fortnite. I got bored. I needed something.
There is a game that I am going to check out, and it's I think it's a 2D Metrovania, but it's a Dark Souls like. It's called what's it called? Dark Light, I think is what it's called.
It's called hard as shit. No, thank you.
It was like 18. It was like $18 on the PlayStation Store. I'm like, do I want to spend that right now? You know
Right.
what? let me put it on my wish list. Wait for it to go on sale, and I'll fucking get it then.
Right. All right.
But another game that came out this past week, Granblue Fantasy Relink. Okay, guys, I have a lot to talk about with this game. Okay, a lot. We have talked about this game a few times on the podcast already. I think it was mainly just Chris and I, because I remember we did an episode recapping. It was either like a state of play, or maybe it was it had been a state of play that we recapped, and we were fucking excited about it just based on like the visuals and the fact that it kind of like a combination of different games and anime, kind of like an SAO and a Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Boy, let me tell you how wrong we were about what this fucking game was, okay? Everything we originally reported is not right about this game. So yeah, I'm ready to jump into this game just for a bit, and you can decide if it tickles your fancy a little bit. So the game follows a skyfaring crew on their search for a mysterious island called Estalucia that can make wishes come true. You play as like this mostly silent protagonist, and then you have like this little linked character. Your life bond is linked together, and her name is Lyria, and she can like summon like Bahamut and other beasts and shit like that. I won't spoil where the story goes from there. It's nothing groundbreaking by any means, but from what I've played so far, with the exception that this doesn't play like a traditional JRPG, the root of the series is mobile games, apparently. Okay, so they've progressively gotten up into the consoles. So the story and the gameplay play like a souped up version of a mobile game. Some pros and cons there for sure. So the main story takes about 10 to 15 hours to complete. A JRPG, 10 to 15 hours. So that story is fucking light. Okay, let me tell you. I am almost halfway through it. And I'm just like, God damn, dude, this fucking story is going by quick. And there's 10 chapters. And apparently the main story is 10 to 15 hours, but there is dozens upon dozens, if not hundreds of hours worth of post-game content. So once you reach the post-game, that's really where the game starts, and that's where you start like min-maxing your characters. So this is where we were wrong about what this game was originally. The game plays like a great mixture of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Monster Hunter with some like Goblin Slayer and Sword Art Online vibes throughout. Okay, I was not expecting this game to be like Monster Hunter, but that's exactly what it is to some degree. After completing the main story, that's kind of where you start all of your side quests, and you go on hunts. You hunt these beasts to get better resources, which give you better sigils, better weapons, stats, and so on and so forth. Essentially, you're just trying to gain. When you go and hunt these beasts, you're trying to get high scores. You're trying to beat your score every single time so you can get better resources. You can play with friends. I think it's three other players that you can play with at the same time. And again, 100 hours worth of content to play from what I read. And they will apparently do like updates and DLC to kind of keep you playing along with this game. Trying to dive into like some of the gameplay mechanics. The quests are interesting, which is where the SAO and Goblin Slayer aspect comes into play. You essentially have like a quest board. You take the quests. That could be like a horde event. You just kill a bunch of enemies, and it's timed. You kill a specific monster, defend like a stone or something like that. It's called like hallowed ground or a hallowed stone or some shit like that, and you got to protect it. And when you accept this quest, it'll send you directly to the quest. There's no fucking you running there and getting to the quest or anything like that. It just sends you straight there. And this is all a ploy to get better rewards, resources, and you can obviously just complete the quest to get your standard rewards, but it does give you objectives that will help you gain better rewards. The combat is a series of combos. It's mainly like square and triangle, and you're just doing those in different combinations to get different attacks. When we did the deep dive into Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we mentioned that we loved how 40 hours into the game, we're still learning combat stuff. I mean, you remember that, right, Christian?
Yep.
Not the case with Granblue, okay? This thing says, it picks it all up and says, huh, and just fucking throws it at your face all in the first hour. Yeah, right? It throws just about every single combat mechanic in the game at you quickly. It's kind of overwhelming, and I don't know whether that's a good thing, but it also doesn't really hurt the game for me with that aspect. But the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 aspect kind of comes into play with arts. Okay, there was an arts level that you had when you play Xenoblade Chronicles 2. You have special attacks that deal more damage based on your arts level, which increases based on the basic combos that you're doing. Like I said, exactly like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in that aspect. Eventually, you can perform like ultimate attacks, and those are called like Skybound arts, which each character in your party is kind of building towards. So the key is waiting until everyone can perform this ultimate attack, and then you chain them together to create a more powerful follow-up attack called Full Burst and deal huge damage. And I got to figure out how to take off that shit for the fucking video, man.
Fucking Michael Bay behind you. Fucking Michael Bay explosions.
Don't fucking. I got to turn that shit off. But again, you want to deal huge damage because that's how you score higher, and you get better resources, better rewards, because it grades you on like a the typical D, C, A plus, S plus tier kind of thing. So far, I'm probably 5-ish hours into the game. The combat's a lot of fun. It's still fresh for me, just different variations and things you can do. And the fact that you can change between characters keeps it all the more fresh. But that's where my biggest issue with the game comes in, okay? So originally we thought this would be more like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 or like a Final Fantasy game where it's standalone. Have you ever played any of the Granblue fantasy games, Christian?
I think so, but way back in the day. I have to really look into it.
So we thought this was going to be like its own little side story, own little game. We could just jump right into it, right? It's not. It's not. Definitely not the case. You are thrown right in the mix with a full party who already know each other. So you are trying to not only learn like the combat mechanics that they just fucking blasted you in the face with in the first hour and two. Now you're having to deal with and learning 6 or 7 different characters and their personalities all at once. And it's kind of overwhelming with it all at one time. But there are several additional characters you can unlock through your playthrough. I don't know how many it's off the top of my head. It's like 12 other characters maybe. And they all have their own unique skill set, abilities. Like I unlocked this guy named Lancelot, who is fucking dope, by the way. He uses ice abilities with 2 swords. More of like a dex build kind of character. But his moveset is like super quick, and then you can spam those ice abilities. Just a lot of fun to use so far. The other issue that I have with it, and I was actually pretty fucking excited about this until I dived a bit deeper into it. They have this thing where they give you, it's called Fate episodes, okay? So how I mentioned a minute ago, you get like 7 characters all at once and you're trying to learn them. And if you've never played any of the previous games, you're like, who the fuck are these people, right? Well, they give you Fate episodes, which is a series of, they call them quest, But you can use them to improve your stats while also learning about the characters and their histories together. Sounds fucking great, doesn't it? Sounds fucking great.
You don't know anything about them.
Exactly. But that's not the fucking case, okay? The problem is these fucking Fate episodes are text-based with voiceover. So these aren't quests that you can actually do combat or exploration, or it's not even a side quest. Nope. It's just text, and it reads like a story, and the character is doing the voiceover for it. And after they're done talking, you gain some stat boost. And it's like, really? That's what we came up with here? And that's how you unlock more of the characters and shit like that. Ultimately, this is a game that I'm having fun with, for sure. What the long-term aspects of this game, is it going to keep me invested? That is the key for this game, especially when Rebirth is coming up. But I plan on playing this up until Rebirth. So we're going to see. It's $60, if I'm not mistaken. And it has like this watercolor art style to it, which is really fucking good. I love the art style to it, for sure. I know a lot of people complain about it, but I don't. I actually kind of like it. It feels different than most games. Sure. But right now, it's a good game. It's a good game that I would recommend people go check out, but only if you're into these types of games. So take that with a grain of salt.
Sure.
Touche, Selman. Touche. All right, Spider-Man fucking 2. Okay.
6 years later.
Been waiting a long time to fucking talk about this game with you, sir.
Good God. Oh,
it didn't help that I went
room.
No, fuck you. I blasted through that game over the fucking last week or so. 100% shout out. If I was awake, I was playing Spider-Man 2, essentially. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say this right now. I don't know how to talk about this game and review it without spoilers. So if you have not played Spider-Man 2 and you don't care about spoilers, if you have not played Spider-Man 2 and you care about spoilers, then you should stop right here, okay? Just fucking end the episode and come back later once you fucking finish the game.
Sorry, if they haven't played Spider-Man,
I mean, I didn't play it until now, so fuck you.
That's your
problem. So, Spider-Man 2. Absolutely fucking loved it. It is, I think, in terms of a story, overall story, I think it's probably better than the first game. And I think even just the overall gameplay of Spider-Man 2 is just a better overall game. Would you agree?
I agree. I 100% agree.
The story was so good. And people complained about the length of the game, like the length of the story. I think it actually works in its benefit. I think once you start having a 30-hour story of Spider-Man, it's like, okay, like if I have to play as Mary Jane one more fucking time, I'm gonna throw this goddamn console. Okay.
You said gave her a gun.
Look, they did. When I played as Mary Jane for the first time, I was like, these motherfuckers, man. If I gotta fucking play as Mary Jane for fucking any length of time in this game, and they gave you a gun, and it's like, oh, okay, actually, I'll
shoot people in the face.
Yeah, the thing is, you get hit like twice and you're dead, and you have to restart over, and you're like, God damn it, man, you're fucking weak.
She is only human, sir.
That's not the point, okay?
A little bit.
So yeah, I think it's a better overall story than the first game. The first game felt a little long, to be honest with you. Mainly because they were like setting other things up.
Yeah, I can see that.
So out of all the characters in Spider-Man 2, you play as multiple characters. You play as Spider-Man, you play as, let me rephrase that. Peter Parker Spider-Man, you play as Miles Morales Spider-Man, and you can, for the most part, freely swap. A lot of the reports when we first started talking about the game, they said, you can change on the fly. Not always the fucking case, okay? Not always the case.
Nope. Mm-mm. Nope.
You can play as Mary Jane. You also play as Venom in this game for all of like 10 seconds, which was fucking fantastic.
It was fantastic.
So let me ask you this. This is a twofold question.
Okay.
Who is your favorite character? Just overall, like from the story aspect of it. And then who was your favorite to play as?
My favorite to play as was Miles. I can tell you that right now. I probably played as Miles most of the game. Not only because of the story, but also because his suits were just amazing, except for his last one. Fuck that one.
Yeah.
His fucking White Ranger suit, that was on all day, the whole time. As soon as
I couldn't remember which one it was. I haven't played with it yet.
it's the Mysterio one.
Oh.
It's the white Mysterio one. Yeah.
I'm going to go back and look at that one.
But yes, my most entertaining one was probably Peter Parker because his little quips just funny as shit. Especially when that one spot I told you when he makes that pun and he gets smoked in the face.
Which one was that?
When he was fighting inside of him and Harry's lab, I forgot what he said to him. He made a funny thing and a dude punched him in the face.
I don't think I remember that.
I don't remember what he said, but it was funny as shit.
I will say this: the quips in the first game were better.
Yeah, but these were they were better, but they were well delivered. This one, I believe. There were abundance in the first one. These ones were more strategically placed.
Yes. Okay. I'll agree with that. It was more of like a let's throw everything at the wall and hope it sticks kind of thing in the first game, and a lot of them hit, but a lot of them didn't. This game is more quality over quantity. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But I will agree with you. I think Miles was definitely the best one to play with over the course of the entire game. And honestly, look, guys, I grew up with fucking Peter Parker Spider-Man, okay? That's who I fucking played with for a majority of the game until I started playing as Miles. And I was like, why the fuck I haven't been playing with you the entire fucking time? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I really enjoyed a lot of his abilities. And really, the combat was really, really great and engaging throughout. To go through all your abilities, whether it's his electric abilities or even using like Spider-Man or Peter Parker's his little spider claws abilities and shit like that.
Invisibility as well.
Invisibility, and then we have the Venom abilities, and then the anti-Venom abilities. So lots of abilities that you got that were pretty fucking cool. And I think while I loved playing as Miles, the fact that you could go back and forth and it really kept the game fresh over those 30. I think it was 31 hours is what I ended up 100%ing the game. So being able to freely swap kept that game fresh. And that combat was a lot of fucking fun. A lot of fun. As far as 29?
29.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what y'all were looking at. I did a lot of the Mysterio stuff. I mean, obviously I did all of them, but there was a couple of them that I played. I played more just because I was trying to beat my fucking score and I couldn't fucking do it.
Right. It's understandable.
And yeah, so 100% it. Got my platinum. Super fucking excited about that. So we have mentioned on this podcast before, I said this game has the best side quest of all time.
Right.
The best side quest. And I don't know if we did spoilers on it or not.
No, we didn't.
Okay. Well, there's spoilers now, guys. The side quests, there's only legitimately like a few side quests in this game.
Right.
Not much, which I'm perfectly okay with. I think they give you enough in this game to get your money's worth. But the side quest involves you trying to locate this person's grandfather.
Yep.
and you have to go through the parks and shit like that to find him. He's missing. And when you finally find him, he's sitting on a bench, and he's thinking about his wife who passed away. And he's remembering her, and Peter's sitting next to him, and he's contemplating. And you kind of get, it's a good little tease for where this game goes at the very end. It teases you in the fact that they're having this discussion about maybe you need to stop and smell the roses and enjoy life kind of thing. And it was such a great side quest in the fact that it ties to the character of Spider-Man and kind of builds his character up while also hitting you in the feels as well. Like straight up hit you in the feels. And then there was the other side quest in it, which was was he a homeless guy? I think he was a homeless guy. He was sitting on the steps over by the harbor. Yep. And you just got this impression that he was living out his final moments. Right? And when Spider-Man comes back to him, he's passed away. And it was like those side quests, they definitely did the quality over quantity with this game. And I thought they absolutely fucking nailed the side quests in this game. Like I said, they tied back to the characters, kind of developed them a little bit more, gave them some extra depth, and hit you in the feels at the same time. Fucking win, dude. Absolute fucking win.
And each character had a different dialogue, which was even better. Like if you went with Peter Parker for that one, you got a certain dialogue. If you went with Miles, you had a certain dialogue. It was just so perfect the way they did it. Instead of just having the same dialogue. They could have gone the easy way out, but they didn't. And that makes it just says so many things about how in depth they went into this game. So, I mean,
yep. So, best side quest of all time, guys, with the one where he's trying to locate the grandpa. Best side. Yep. I would die on that hill. I would die on the hill. It says something that, and this is the reason why I say it's the greatest side quest of all time. If you just off the top of your head, there are not many side quests that you just remember from games. Okay, you just don't. Most of the time, you remember the main quest. This one will stick with me probably forever. I will bring this up off the top of my head. Hey, best side quest of all time? That's that game fucking Spider-Man 2. You remember that one in there? Yeah, that was the best side quest of all time. Yep. I will die on this fucking hill, guys. So let's not recap the story, but let's talk about the story a little bit. What we expect from a Spider-Man 3, because there's going to be a fucking Spider-Man 3, okay, guys?
Oh, yeah.
100%. And then we can talk about some of the collectibles, the Mysterium shit, and all that miscellaneous shit that you have to do throughout the game to get 100%. Story-wise, when they announced it was going to be Kraven and Venom, I thought Kraven, honestly, was going to be at the very fucking end of the game. And that Venom was going to be something that distracted Spider-Man from Kraven. And he would have to take care of Venom first, and then he would take care of Kraven. Almost kind of like a Long Halloween kind of thing, where like from Batman, where he's fighting not lesser known characters, but lesser villains, and then Kraven's at the top of the peak, and he just whips Spider-Man's ass at the very end. Right. I thought it was gonna be something like that. I was wrong. Very much was I wrong. It happens. It happens to the best of us. I loved how the story went. Loved it. Because we have Kraven that shows the fuck up, and then you get a little bit of the Venom, and then Kraven is always there. And then Kraven is kind of pushing Spider-Man, Black Spider-Man, the entire time to tap into those abilities. And then eventually to the point where Venom comes out with Harry. The fact that you got to play as Venom was fucking fantastic. Okay, not a whole lot of variations with his skills and whatnot, but it was fun nonetheless. Okay, the fact that you play as Venom and beat Kraven, I thought was a good change of pace. I thought that was very unexpected. I wasn't expecting to beat Kraven as Venom, and Venom whooped that fucking ass there.
He did. He did definitely beat the shit out of that ass. If he wouldn't, this is fucking sick. You know, he probably would have fucking, I think he would have handled some business.
Right?
Just saying.
Speaking of that, the boss battles were great.
Yep.
Absolutely great. I thought they were cinematic in nature, and they were long and drawn out, not to the point where it was kind of like tedious, but it felt like you were watching an animated movie or watching a movie at the theater with how it was. Because they were long, like, you don't just have a boss battle, knock them down, and that's the end of the fight in movies or animated series or anything like that. So, loved how they did the boss battles in this. And then we get the different symbiotes. I should have expected it, but honestly, I wasn't expecting to have to fight different symbiotes in this game. But it makes sense because, I mean, that you fucking took care of pretty much every fucking villain in the first game.
That's fair. You did.
And then we have Scream that we fought. That was a fucking good fight.
It was.
Venom. But let me tell you, sir, the moment that I was like, fucking Leonardo DiCaprio on this game, you know, when I'm pointing and shit. It was like the second to last mission of the Flame side quest. Yeah. Yep. And I was like, bro, this dude kind of reminds me of fucking Carnage. Like, his personality and everything, he seems fucking crazy. That'd be cool if they fucking somehow tied this into him and whatnot.
You know, that was his name, right?
Do what?
Wasn't his name? Wasn't that the dude? Like, I knew it was going to be Carnage. Just because of the name of the dude.
No. They called him the Flame the entire time. The last mission, he takes the symbiote and he says, "There will be carnage." And I was like, motherfucker, I fucking knew it.
I fucking knew it. You son bitch. You son bitch.
And then what's her name? I fucking forget her name. The chick that you're actually the chick hero, Yuri.
Oh.
I forget what her name is. But she then tells you his aliases. And then she tells you his name. So that's how, I mean, that confirms the Carnage thing. But the entire time, he's referred to as the Flame. Which, I fucking love that. I thought that was, I'm hoping it's not DLC. It probably could be. I don't know if they want to do a whole new game, another game with a symbiote. So it probably is going to be DLC further down the road.
Right.
But the fact that they didn't really touch on that, they just kind of teased it for something else. 100% down for that, and I actually appreciate that they did that. And then I remember texting Eric this, and I may have texted you, I can't remember. When you're trying to save Harry from Venom, and Peter is telling Norman, I'm going to save him. He's like, you better fucking save him. He didn't say that per se, but I'm paraphrasing.
Indeed. Indeed, you are.
He says, you need to save my son. Do whatever you got to do. And I had texted one of y'all, and I was like, bro, this is the perfect opportunity to tease Green Goblin. The perfect opportunity. Because now you're going to have that aspect where he hates you, where Norman, he wants to get revenge against you, and that's going to set up a fucking fantastic finale for the series. I was like, if they don't fucking set this up the right way, I'm going to fucking revolt, and I'm not going to fucking play the third game. Fuck that.
Revolt.
So at the very end of the game, he mentions he's pissed off at Peter, and I'm like, yes, be pissed off. I like where this is going. And then he mentions, prepare the G serum. I was like, yes.
Got it.
There it is.
Winning.
So that brings us to the finale. Okay, Peter ends up hanging up his mask, his suit, And I thought it was a fitting conclusion to his story. And we're still going to get Peter Parker in Spider-Man 3, I think. He's probably going to be a sideline character, though, because they teased, what was her name?
Madam Web.
Not Madam Web, Spectre. No, Silk. That was her name. Silk.
Silk, yeah.
For the next game. So let me ask you this, sir. What do we think is going to happen in Spider-Man 3?
I think Green Goblin's going to come.
Do you think it... Hold on. Do you think it's Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, or Harry?
I think Harry is not going to be. I think it's going to be Norman, and I think it's going to be Green Goblin, Hobgoblin.
What if? Actually, you know what? No, go ahead. I'm going to stop interrupting.
I think that's what's going to bring Peter back in. It's because he's going to fucking just terrorize the fucking shit out of fucking Peter Parker. And Miles won't be able to handle it, or Silk. And he's going to get sucked back in. Something's going to happen to Mary Jane. Maybe we'll have a little Gwen come in too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know, sir. A lot of things. There's a lot of potential here, sir.
It potentially has the potential for this story is astronomical. It could be the best Spider-Man story ever told. The way they have set this up.
You're right. Because they could finish it off, and Hobgoblin or Harry comes out of nowhere, fucking fully revived, ready to beat ass.
That's what I'm curious about in this game. Okay, they tease Goblin, but you don't know the way that he says it. Prepare the G serum. He wants to save his son, so they make you think that he's going to give it to his son.
I think he does, but nothing happens just yet. I think it's more of a latent because of Venom, because the Venom symbiote's still in the cells, as we saw in the fucking story. You had to go deep down into the cells to get him out. I think the G series is gonna go and turn him into Hobgoblin.
I think we're gonna get both.
I mean, I'm all for both. I'm not gonna say no, but I'm just saying we're gonna get Norman Osborn first.
Yes, we are definitely getting Goblin. I would be disappointed. Okay, I'm going to take that back. I'm not going to be disappointed. It'll be a missed opportunity if they don't include Hobgoblin. Because let me tell you, Hobgoblin is not used enough in any fucking Spider-Man property, okay?
Correct.
Fucking dope character. We don't use him very much.
Nope, sure don't. Mm-mm.
So here's the one thing that I will say that could throw a wrench in our predictions here, okay? They just, over the course of 30 hours, just kind of had the Harry Osborn take Venom, become Venom, and then he almost dies and comes back, which I think they should just killed him in this game, to be honest with you. I think that's what they should have done. But do we do that to him again in a third game? Do we turn him into a monster again?
I don't think it's we do it. I think his daddy does it.
No, I'm talking about the developers.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, daddy's trying to save his life while hating Spider-Man too. So I mean, he's gonna do something to Harry. I'm just saying.
I mean, could you just imagine being in that world? Like, fucking Harry, dude. Like, you were Venom and now you're Hobgoblin? Like, fucking pick one, man.
Fucking, you got fucked up.
Like, bro, you got your ass whooped as Venom. You finna get your ass whooped as Hobgoblin.
Granted, Peter came out with, fucking anti-Venom. So, I mean...
Which we have not talked about. We have not talked about the anti-Venom. That was fucking cool. That suit was fucking awesome.
Well, that suit was fantastic.
That suit was fucking fantastic. I honestly was not expecting it.
No,
was not expecting
I really wasn't. I wasn't either.
I remember seeing something online about anti-Venom, but I never fucking thought about it, to be honest with you.
I don't believe half those people on the internet either.
Exactly. When he gets that fucking white suit and then he can start doing anti-Venom abilities, that shit was so fucking cool. Like, let me tell you guys, the last 10 hours of this game, I was full on erection. Okay, I was diamond status for the last 10 hours of this game.
Well, I love that.
I almost needed to go to the hospital.
Oh, you don't want that needle, sir. You don't want that needle.
Did you take Viagra? Nah, bro. I've been playing fucking Spider-Man 2, motherfucker, and that shit was tight. Shut
I
out.
have never been this fucking hard.
Right. Fucking diamond. So yeah, I agree with you. Now, do you think Carnage is going to be DLC, or do you think they're going to bring that in for a third game?
I really kind of hope they bring it into DLC because they've done enough setting up for it. In the second one, they would have to do a lot of other building up to have him in 3, to be honest with you. I have a feeling fucking Green Goblin's going to be like the main protagonist in this one. But then again, you never know.
What would be interesting is if you have Carnage in like the background. I don't know, man. Of the third one. And he's like antagonizing everybody to kill him, just go kill Spider-Man, like that kind of shit. I think he will be DLC.
But you also got to remember, Chameleon was in this one too.
Yes.
He
Forgot about
in
him.
This one.
He was.
He was in this one.
Now, kind of going back to the story aspects of it and the character developments and whatnot, I loved the stuff with Miles, and I'm using this to kind of
segue,
not prove my point, but show you why what I kind of think was going to happen in the third game. They did some fantastic stuff with Miles in this game, more so than Peter. I think there was a lot to be desired. Flesh out Peter's character in this game, even with the best side quest of all time and shit like that. I think they could have further developed him a little bit more.
Yeah,
especially his relationship with MJ, because at one point MJ's and him are fighting about the things that he's done or not done, and I'm like, did we really? That's only been like the last 2 hours, like since you got the black suit, man. Like, are y'all really in like a tiff over this? I mean, I get that she's pissed, but you're talking like he's, I don't know, not acknowledged her for years, kind of thing.
Right.
So I'm not sure that was fleshed out appropriately. Miles, though, was so damn good. So good.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he is the North Star in this entire game, he is the moral compass for Peter, considering he is the disciple in the game.
Right.
I thought was really good. Really good. And for him to take over the mantle, he says he's ready and yada, yada, yada. I thought they did a great job of setting that up, and he fucking earned it at the end. That's the key. Miles earned it.
Right.
I mean, hell, at one point, Miles is the one telling Peter what the fucking plan is. And Peter's like, okay, Spider-Man, fucking call the play. And fucking calls him Spider-Man and everything. And it's just like, that's fucking perfect, okay? The third game. Now, all that being said, leading into the third game, I think Green Goblin's going to be in it. 100% going to be in it. The question is not whether is Hobgoblin going to be in it. I think Carnage is going to be DLC. But I think what you said is 100% going to happen. I think the Green Goblin is going to come back for Spider-Man. He is going to take Mary Jane. He's going to do something to Mary Jane. Whether or not Gwen Stacy is involved in this game or not, I'm not 100% sure on that. I think he will try to kill Mary Jane. Because honestly, if we think about it, Mary Jane and Lois Lane are the quote-unquote defenseless women in comics, right? Those are the two women that you think of in comics that are always having to be saved. She really hasn't needed to be saving in these first two games. When you think about it, she hasn't needed much saving. She needed saving in this game when she turned into Scream, but again, that lasted all of what, less than an hour, if that. I mean, just total gameplay time. I'm thinking Green Goblin goes after her and she either dies or she's captured. And like you said, Miles fucks up some way, some form or fashion, and Peter has to come back to the mix, and that creates like a little bit of tension between them two. I think that'd be a great storyline, a fantastic storyline.
To prove my point even more is one of Miles's huge adversaries is Hobgoblin. Just so you know that.
Yes.
Just saying.
Oh,
saying.
I didn't even fucking mention Miguel. They teased the fuck out of that Spider-Man.
They did tease a little bit out of him.
So, dude, are we getting a fucking Spider Family for fucking Spider-Man 3? That would be so fucking cool.
That would be actually pretty cool, but I don't know. They have a lot of cards on the table right now, and I don't know if they want to dip into that right now.
Yeah, like what if they go Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3, where they fucking put like 20,000 characters in it, 20,000 villains, and it fucking just sucks?
Yeah.
Like, let's not get too big for our pants here, guys. Okay, let's just look. You have it there within reach. Let's go take the prize. Okay, let's just fucking walk it home. Okay, there's no reason to do anything fucking extravagant. The story is there. Let's fucking take it.
I mean, Kingpin could definitely be thrown in the mix here too.
He was not in much of the first game, other than the first mission and then the thugs, right? The little bases.
So he's still there. Just
I forgot all about Kingpin, to be honest with you. For such a huge character, he's not very. Hold up. I also forgot Doc Ock.
Oh yeah.
We forgot about him. Because they teased us at the very end of the game where he's like, I'm writing my fucking final chapter. And again, I'm paraphrasing, of course. And I'm like, bro, let's fucking go, man.
Say fucking less.
Like, what the fuck is going to happen in game 3? Like, we know, but we don't know.
Right. None of speculation.
What would you rate? What kind of rating would you give Spider-Man 2?
Probably a 9.9. Just because some of the cosmetics were just unnecessary. Just my opinion. Like the variety was nice, but then you had to add the colors, the other things, like you didn't need to do that. Just say.
I'm gonna disagree with you.
That's just my opinion.
Not all of them needed it. But like some of
them did, but not all of them needed it.
Some of the for Miles, there were 2 hooded suits that he had. One was like a hooded tracksuit, and then one was just like a hooded. One? Do what?
Wasn't it the cat one that was hooded? What was Spider Cat?
Nah, I don't think so. There was one where he had like a jacket, like a bomber jacket with a hood.
Oh yeah.
That was fucking cool. And it was like a blue and red, and there was like a white and a red, and there was like a black and red. And dude, all fucking 4 of those variations I used at some point.
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of them were awesome, but some of them were fucking just stupid. And
I agree with that.
And I love, out of all the fucking suits you gave us a shitty ass one at the end too. So that just ruined it too.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
The two last ones, I'm sorry. Peter's last one and fucking Miles' last one are fucking garbage. Utter fucking garbage.
I agree.
That's why it gets a 9. Almost perfect game.
I'm going to give it... I had a lot of fucking fun with it, man. The fucking story was good. The characters... the characters were there. Even with having to play as Mary Jane in it, it was obviously not my favorite. But I thought the pacing was better in this game, especially when it came to doing her missions. I thought it was better.
I liked her mission whenever Peter was under Venom's control in the tunnels.
Yes,
it's creepy as fuck. I was like, ooh.
Yes.
It's scary.
Turned into like a fucking third-person shooter.
Right? I'm like, oh, fuck. It's fucking Resident Evil all over again.
God damn it, I hate shooters. You know what? I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it the same score as you. You know what? No, I take that back. I take it back. I really don't have any complaints with the game. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. It was a fucking good game. Fucking amazing game. 10 out of 10, guys. I thought the story was great. The cinematics were fucking fantastic. You know, at the very beginning of the game, when it's like they jump off the roof to go get Sandman,
Right.
and they do the little twirls, and then the fucking music kicks in. Dude, fucking one of my favorite moments in any video game ever. To see that was fucking cool. It reminded me, and I'm gonna die on this hill, okay, guys? I would put it up there as one of the best moments of all time, movies or video games. And I'd put it equivalent to the OG Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. When they all jumped out of the fucking plane and they fucking kicked in the music.
Oh, God, yes.
That shit was fucking tight. And that's what it reminded me of, okay? So 10 out of 10. One thing we did not talk about was the individual, like the collectibles and shit like that. I did my best. I don't think... Actually, I didn't look up anything. And this probably added 3 or 4 hours to my fucking gameplay, honestly. I just went across the city, and as soon as I saw a spider bot, I went to it. I didn't look any of them up.
I think the only time I didn't look them up, but I looked at each area which had spider bots left on the map. I should tell you.
I did look up one puzzle with the Emily May Foundation, the EMF puzzles. Mainly because I was trying to fucking hurry up the game and I didn't have a lot of time. I was like, God damn it, I hate these fucking puzzles.
No, I didn't have any problem with those.
It was legitimately only one puzzle that I looked up. But they give you so much content to do in between missions that it's fucking kind of crazy, to be honest with you. And it takes place to the side quest. You got some of the Miles Morales stuff, which I gotta say was some of my least favorite stuff in the game. Like the Miles Morales and the Culture Museum stuff. I wasn't a huge fan of that. I thought if you had to pin a weakness in the game, it was that more so than anything.
Right.
But more so that honestly, I'm not going to hurt the game for it in terms of my score. Obviously 10 out of 10. But that does supplement his character a little bit because it does dive into more of the African American side of his character. So I get why it's in there, and if I play it again, I'm obviously going to play the fucking missions again. Like I don't hate it enough not to play it, but I think in terms of everything else, it was not as up to par as everything else. The symbiote nest were fucking cool. Those were fucking cool. They were different, which I appreciated.
Pain in the ass sometimes.
It was pain in the ass sometimes. I'm like, God damn it, man! That fucking timer keeps resetting, and it's fucking pissing me off.
Right.
Some other things. The Mysterio quests were cool. I liked those. Those are good little time challenges in the vein of Taskmaster from the first game. The spider bots were fun. The Sandman stuff was really quick. Like that did not last long in the game, and I think they should have. Yeah, shut up. I think they could have done a better job of pacing that. To be honest with you,
actually, the way I played, I didn't seek them out like quickly, so I guess it paced out enough for me, so it didn't seem like it was very quickly over with.
Oh yeah, dude, I fucking knocked those out within the first 10 hours. Easy.
Yeah, I didn't.
Like I don't know if Craven even showed up before I was done with them. But yeah, man, 10 out of 10 game. I've been thinking about my game of the year for 2023, and I probably would have said Final Fantasy 16. I think that still has the best cinematics and fucking awesome moments, coupled with the music and whatnot. Ooh, I don't know, man. I think Spider-Man might be my game of the year for 2023. Just everything from the characters to the gameplay to the combat, the story, just all of it packaged together. It fucking 10 out of 10 game.
Right. Understandable.
Yeah. But y'all let us know below. Let us know below what you think of Spider-Man 2. Was this one of the best, I don't know, comic book games we've ever gotten? I haven't played Arkham City in a very long time, or Arkham Asylum. I would put it up there with Arkham City as of right now. I do need to play through Arkham City again here soon, but I would put it up there as the best overall comic book game for sure. But let us know below what you thought about Spider-Man 2 and what your game of the year for 2023 was. All right, sir, let's close this episode out with our weekly recommendation. What do you recommend to the fine people out there?
I recommend the fucking anime. I can't even think of the name right now. It's the wrong way to use healing magic. Yeah, that's a great one. The dude fucking gets fucking transported into a fucking world by accident because they summoned two heroes and he just so happened to be standing next to them. And they test out his magic power. It turns green in the magical ball, and they all freak the fuck. They try to keep it hush hush from the one woman that, you know, treats the healers. She's scary, by the way. She's very scary. Like, fucking. And it is fucking stupid funny to watch them fucking go around her. Like, even the king's, like, fucking scared as shit of her. And she trains the shit out of him, and he can use healing magic pretty much anywhere and any way. So, it's definitely worth the watch. It's on Crunchyroll. It's dubbed, but I think there's only 5 episodes out right now, and I think there are only 4 dubbed right now. But it's definitely worth the watch. It's very entertaining.
Indeed. I'm gonna recommend. I'm gonna recommend. I typically recommend music. I'm gonna recommend a game this time. Okay. I think Spider-Man 2 would be a cop out. Just because if it would be a cop out, I think. So I'm not gonna recommend that one. I'm actually gonna recommend Granblue Fantasy Relink if you are into like a Monster Hunter JRPG type of game with some like MMORPG elements thrown in there as well,
Right.
with the side quest and anime aspects in there. If that intrigues you, Granblue Fantasy Relink, go fucking check it out. Well, guys, that is going to be it from us. Again, like, subscribe, do all that. Really helps us out. Regardless, we appreciate y'all joining us for this episode. You can find us anywhere at this point, any podcast app. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify. You can watch us on either of those. But like I said, just being here and listening to us talk about video games, music, anime, nerdy shit every single week, we appreciate y'all. And that is going to be it from us. And we will catch y'all next week on another episode. Laters.